Europe is a continent located in the north of Africa, west of Asia, and east of the Atlantic Ocean. It is also the second smallest continent in the world, after the continent of Australia. A total of 64 countries are located on the European continent, and almost all of them have different cultures, lifestyles, and living standards. On the contrary, in some countries, it is seen that similar cultures and spoken language are the same. When we look at Europe in general, it is known that there are more than 200 languages spoken, but some languages are spoken more than others. In this video, I will give information about most spoken languages in Europe, and we will examine 10 of them together. Number 10. Dutch. Dutch is at the bottom of our list. However, it should be noted that Romanian is also slightly behind Dutch. Dutch is considered the official language of Netherlands. It is also the most spoken language in Belgium. When we look at Europe in general, the number of speakers of this language is around 22 million in total, although this number may seem small when compared to other languages. It is among the languages that are easy to learn, especially for native English speakers. Number 9. Ukrainian. Ukrainian, as the name suggests, it is official language of Ukraine. When you know this language, you mostly know and understand Russian as well. Ukraine is the largest country in Europe, excluding France's overseas territories and Russia's territories in Asia. However, it is known that the number of people speaking the Ukrainian language in Europe is around 27 million in total. Number 8. Polish. Polish is perhaps the least known of the other languages. However, he still managed to take the 8th place, although the majority of Polish speakers live in Poland. It is also widely spoken in Czechia, Hungary, Belarus, and Ukraine. In other words, almost 6% of Europe speaks Polish as their first, second, or third language. In total, 36 million people know and speak this language. Number 7. Spanish. Spain is considered one of the most important travel destinations in Europe, with its location and tourist attractions, especially if you are looking for a warm and relaxing holiday. In addition to all this, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world, after Chinese. Again, English is known as an easy language to learn for native speakers. More than 470 million people around the world speak Spanish, compared to 43 million in Europe. Number 6. English. You may not be expecting English so soon, but it is the 6th most spoken language in Europe. It is a widely spoken language in the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland. Nevertheless, it is possible to say that almost half of the people between the ages of 15 to 35 speak English as a second language, although it is the third most spoken language with 360 million people around the world. About 60 million people speak English as a mother tongue in Europe. Number 5. Italian. Naturally, it is the official language of Italy. However, it is the third most spoken language in Switzerland after German and French, and has been accepted as the official language of Switzerland and the Vatican. However, there are approximately 63 million people in Europe whose mother tongue is Italian. Number 4. Turkish. Turkish, which has a deep-rooted history. It is the fourth most spoken language in Europe. Apart from Turkey, it is also spoken in countries such as Northern Cyprus, Macedonia, Greece, Serbia, and Bulgaria. Another interesting thing about Turkish is that it is among the most spoken languages in Germany. About 1.5 million people speak Turkish. However, various Turkish states in Asia speak different dialects of Turkish. In Europe, the number of Turkish speakers is around 78 million. Number 3. French. Being a global language, French is spoken as an official or administrative language by almost 30 countries around the world. It is the third most spoken language in Europe and is the common official language of countries such as Belgium, Switzerland, and Luxembourg. In addition, it is claimed that 30% of Europeans know this language. About 80 million people speak French as their mother tongue. Number 2. German. German is often described as the language of philosophers and thinkers. It is the official language of Germany, Austria, and Liechtenstein. A common official language has also been adopted in Switzerland, Belgium, and Luxembourg. German is the second most understood language after English. This is because it is popular as a second or third language in many European countries. For this reason, about 95 million people's native language is German, and it is the second most spoken language in Europe. Number 1. Russian. Could you guess that Russian is the most spoken language? Maybe it came as a surprise to you, but it is the truth. The most spoken language in Europe is Russian. As it is known, most of languages in Europe use the Latin alphabet, while Russian uses the Cyrillic alphabet. And this is a bit of a challenge for those who want to learn Russian. However, it is the most spoken language. It is the official language of Russia and Belarus, and 140 million people in Europe speak Russian as a mother tongue. As a result, you may have come across an unexpected first place in this video, where we list the most spoken languages in Europe. However, the effect of Russia's possession of large lands in this is great. What do you think about this issue? And which language is spoken more in your country? Please don't forget to share it with me in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you in new videos. Thanks for watching.